We'll take a look at some of the passage beams that we may need to create here. Looking at our plan, we've identified one here in this 2x6 wall, 20-foot wall. And we want to calculate how long it is and what size jacks we need. And we have to decide how high to put it. So that's going to be determined by the reflected ceiling. And we've got one there. We've got three down here. This would be HB2. I think I've labeled it 3 and 4. So I've extracted that out into a Word file. We'll look at that, but let's look at the reflected ceiling first because it tells us how high we need to put this thing. If we look at this HB 3 and 4, they're showing this height here of sheetrock at 9 feet 2.5 inches. So essentially this is the bottom of the truss cord as it comes across here. So that's pretty straightforward. However, when we get down here to this area, we'll see this area is actually a part of this platform. And the platform is going to be sitting on top of a 10-foot wall. And so the bottom of that is actually going to be 10-1 at this point. So we're not a little confusing in that regard, but anyway, that's basically sheetrock on the bottom. So we don't have to worry too much about that. If we look at this one though, the beam that's going to cross here, we're at the drop ceiling level. And he's showing the drop ceiling here as 9 feet 1. Well, the way I've first looked at this thing, I think our header, if we put a L2 header here, it's going to drop down below this. So everything we're talking about in this it may change, and we'll probably have to wait until we get to that point. So let's just go on with it. We just need to be aware that that's something we have to deal with. See, the drop ceiling here is 8 feet 6. And that will actually clear our header if we run across there, but it's not showing drop ceiling. It's actually just showing sheetrock. So we're back at the bottom of the truss. Well, and I'm not sure. I'm sitting here thinking about it here at this point. Hang on a minute. Okay, I don't think I can really answer my own question here now. You see the trusses here running across this, and we need the actual truss plans. Not necessarily just the ones that are included in these plans, but what the truss they actually build before we know what's going to happen in this area. So anyway, we'll put together the numbers and then go from there. So coming back to the HB1 here, we see it's spanning 6 feet 8 inches. If we let it header go into a couple of jacks on each side, we'll add 6 inches, making the header 7.2. And if we make this an L2 header, it's going to be, we'll see it's 14 and a quarter inch. So with the bonds and the 2x12. So I've made a little drawing here. If we imagine this L2 header, again, this is 14 inches here. And if we bring it up level with the top plate here, in order to have the cap plate tie the thing together and stiffen it, if that's what we choose to do, which we probably should do, and double stud on the end and then double jack on each end. If we do that, that makes the jack actually 8 feet 6 3/4. Remember, got a bottom plate down there you have to deal with. So just do the math and come up with that. Now, these are very similar. HB2 here, you can't see the number here, but on the plan you find its hull width is 8 feet 2 1/4 inches. And so that adding 6 gives us a header 8 8 1/4. And the jacks are the same height because these are 10-foot walls. So HB3, very similar. It's got a little longer span across here. I've got it as 10 feet at 10 inches, so it makes the header 11/4. Again, 4 jacks. And these two are coming together at the same point on the same wall here. So this may change slightly here in how we actually hang those. And finally, the HB4 here, which we just saw a minute ago. We can't make it an L2, but it's only 6 feet, and we'll actually have a band, which will be a 2x10 on top of that, which may be sufficient. We could double the band there if we wanted to and not even fool with this header. So what does this all mean? We probably have to wait till we get there before we see how the floor lays out and what they're actually going to do on some of these areas and make the decisions there. But that's how we'll develop those if necessary.